So next is a no fines concrete. So this is a third method of producing lightweight concrete. Uh, Compared to a lightweight aggregate concrete and aerated concrete, this method of producing the lightweight concrete is quite different from the first two. So here in the no fines concrete, it is a type of lightweight concrete which is produced by omitting the fine aggregates from the conventional concrete. So in this case, we are not using the fine aggregates at all. Okay, we are using only cement paste and the coarse aggregate. So whereas in the first two we use all the just like a conventional methods, we use all the materials for the concrete, whereas here in the no fines we are not using any fine aggregate. Okay, so it is quite different from the first two types of concrete as well as from the conventional concrete is quite different. So no fines concrete, as the term implies, so it is a kind of concrete from which fine aggregate fraction has been omitted. So this concrete is usually made up of only coarse aggregate, cement and the water. So here very here in the aggregates also that is used, it is a aggregate which is passing through 20 mm and retained on 10 mm is used. Okay, so due to the absence of fine aggregates, coarse aggregate will have large voids resulting in the lightweight. As I already if the coarse aggregate has voids, then it is filled by the fine aggregates. If the fine aggregates has voids, then it is filled by the cement. So it follows in that way. So whereas if you don't have fine aggregates at all, then if you have only cement and coarse aggregate, then the voids that will be obtained from those kind of concrete, it will be having very large voids. So because of these large voids, we can able to obtain a lightweight concrete. So no fines concrete is becoming very popular nowadays because of its some of its advantages. Okay, compared to a conventional concrete, it is getting more popular because of its some of its advantages compared to a conventional concrete. So here in a no fine concrete, so density of about 1600 to 1900 uh, concrete 1900 kg per mq is usually obtained. Okay, so if we use no fines concrete with the conventional aggregates, so if we use no fines concrete with the normal coarse aggregate, then the density of about 1600 to 1900 kg per mq will be obtained. So if similarly if for the same no fines concrete, instead of a normal aggregates, if you use lightweight aggregates, so we have seen natural lightweight aggregates and the artificial lightweight aggregates. So if the normal coarse aggregate is replaced by the lightweight coarse aggregate, then we can able to obtain density as low as 360 kg per m3. Okay, if we use a normal cement paste with the normal coarse aggregate, the density of around 1600 to 1900 kg per m3 will be obtained. If the same coarse aggregate is replaced by the lightweight aggregates, then you can able to obtain density as low as 360 kg per m3. Okay, so as I already told, aggregates are normally used passing through 20 mm and retained on 10 mm. So here the aggregates that is used will be of a single size. Okay, that is single size aggregates makes good no fines concrete. In addition to that, it has a larger voids. Okay, if you use the same size of aggregates throughout, okay, instead of using the 20 mm, 16 mm, all the different grades, if you use a single size aggregates, it makes a good no fines concrete. In addition to that, it makes a larger voids in the concrete, and then it gives a good artificial attractive look. It also makes lightweight concrete. At the same time, you can able to obtain a good artificial attractive look. So unlike the conventional concrete, so the strength of the no fines concrete is more dependent on the water cement ratio, aggregate cement ratio and the unit weight of concrete. So in the water cement ratio of a conventional, in the conventional concrete, the strength is more or less depends on the water cement ratio. Okay, whereas in the no fines concrete, it depends on three criteria. That is water cement ratio, aggregate cement ratio, and the density of the, that is the unit weight of the concrete. So the strength of no fines depend on these three criteria: water cement ratio, aggregate cement ratio, and unit weight of the concrete. In order to obtain a satisfactory consistency, then the water cement ratio in the range of 0.38 to 0.52 has to be maintained, so that we will obtain a satisfactory consistency of the no fines concrete. Okay, because no fines concrete, when it is used, it has to have certain consistency. That means it should have certain water too, because we are not using any fine aggregate there. So in order to maintain certain consistency in the no fines concrete, so the water cement ratio should be in the range of 0.38 to 0.52. So if the water cement ratio is low, then the paste will be so dry that the aggregate will not be properly mixed with the paste, so which results in the insufficient adhesion between the particles. Okay, so if you use a low water cement ratio, then as you know, if you use a low water cement ratio, then the paste will not completely mixed with the aggregates, so it results in the insufficient adhesion between the cement paste and the aggregates. So on the other hand, if there is a high consistency, that is if the water cement ratio is too high, then the paste will flow to the bottom. Okay, so and the paste will flow to the bottom of the aggregates. Okay, leaving behind the coarse aggregate at the top. So that is one of the disadvantages in the no fines concrete. So that's why, in order to maintain a good satisfactory consistency with the proper workability, then the water cement ratio should be in the range of 0.38 to 0.52. So here no standard method is available like slump test or compaction factor test to measure the consistency or the workability of the no fines concrete. So by observing the no fines concrete, we have to judge whether the aggregate is showing any segregation, or whether the aggregate is showing any bleeding. So in that way, for no fines concrete, there is no standard methods, like just like a conventional concrete. We have to measure the workability, we have slump test, we have compaction and VB. Whereas in the no fines concrete, we don't have any standard methods. Okay, to measure the consistency or the workability. So we have to just, by observing the concrete at the time of mixing, we have to judge whether it has a good workability or consistency or not. No fence concrete does not pose any serious problem for compaction. So here we don't require any mechanically operated vibrator, or we don't require any internal vibrator or external vibrator for these kind of concrete. A simple tamping rod, or by simple rodding, we can able to achieve full compaction, because we are not using any fines here. So a normal simple compaction technique, hand compaction technique, is quite sufficient in order to get a good uh, compaction of the no fines concrete. So no fines concrete has better architectural appearance, so it has a good architectural appearance. So this is what you can see, uh, no fines concrete. So these no fines concrete, if you see, when you pour the water from the top of it, since it has a larger voids present in it, so the water can easily percolate and it can easily flow from the bottom. So in the other countries and all, these lightweight concretes can be used as a paver blocks. So you have seen the interlock blocks, right? So in other countries and all, where more of no fines concrete has been produced, there, instead of paver blocks or instead of interlocks, they use this no fines concrete blocks as a paver blocks. Okay, what is the advantage of it? When the water, when the rain has occurred, so this water, when the rain has occurred, the rainwater can easily percolates. Okay, so since you have larger voids present in the no fines concrete, so this water can easily percolates to the bottom. So it recharges the groundwater. So and that time you can able to easily store the rainwater. So it is a method of rainwater harvesting. So whatever the rainwater is there, it can be easily stored and it can be used when there is a scarcity of the water. So that is one of the advantages of using the no fines concrete. But we have to make sure that it has a sufficient strength, okay, in order to resist the traffic loads of the vehicles or any other thing. So we should make sure that before using this no fines concrete as a paver blocks, we should make sure that it has sufficient weight to resist the traffic loads or moving loads. Then only it can be used as a paver blocks. So by using this, as I already mentioned, the water can easily percolate when there is a heavy rainfall and all. The water can easily percolate to this block, and that can be stored, and it can be used when there is a scarcity of water. So here for for dealing with the no fines concrete, so a good experience is very much required. Okay, it's just a visual examination because we don't have any standard methods to measure its workability or consistency. By just visual examination, we have to see its workability and consistency, and also while deciding the water cement ratio, we have to do some trial and error method. Okay, so in order to decide a good optimum water cement ratio, we have to do some trial mixes by varying the water cement ratio. Then we can able to obtain a good optimum water cement ratio. So this is regarding the no fines concrete. Next, characteristics of lightweight concrete. First one is low density. So here in the low density, the concrete varies from 300 to 1200 kg per m cube. So because of its low density, the insulation purposes will be improved. Okay, so it has a good thermal insulating property, and also it has a good sound insulating property. Because of low density, uh, uh, there are some advantages in terms of insulation. Okay, next is high strength. So the compressive strength of cellular concrete in high in relation to its density, whereas the tensile strength of the lightweight concrete is more compared to that of a conventional concrete. It is 15 to 20% more than that of a conventional concrete. So that is the compressive strength as well as its the tensile strength is more compared to a conventional concrete, especially in the lightweight concrete. Whereas its compressive strength, as you know, it is of lighter density, so it has a low density. Obviously the compressive strength will be less compared to that of a normal conventional concrete, but it satisfies the requirement of the IS standards, whereas the tensile strength is 15 to 20% more than that of a conventional concrete. Durability, aerated concrete is slightly alkaline, so due to its low alkalinity, there is some chances that uh, the steel may get corrode. Okay, so before using this aerated concrete for a reinforced structure, so we should make sure that we have to protect the reinforcement with some special treatment so that it should not get corroded. By doing that special treatment for the reinforcement, then we can use the aerated concrete for RCC structure. Otherwise, aerated concrete should not be used for the RCC structure because there are more chances of getting that reinforcement bar corroded. Next, thermal insulation. As I already told, the insulation of value of a lightweight concrete is 3 to 4 times more than that of a normal concrete, which is made up of a brick. Okay, so if a wall is prepared by using uh, a lightweight concrete blocks, then its insulation is 3 to 4 times more than that of a wall prepared by a brick wall. Okay. Next, fire resistance. So fire resistant property of lightweight concrete are excellent compared to that of a normal conventional concrete. Sound insulation of lightweight concrete is also as good as compared to that of a conventional concrete. So more or less the sound insulation property is as same as that of a conventional concrete. If you even if you use a lightweight concrete, the sound insulation is almost as same as that of a normal conventional concrete, whereas thermal insulation is better than that of a conventional concrete. Next, shrinkage. The shrinkage of lightweight concrete is small compared to that of normal conventional concrete. Repairability, even if there is any problem, if you want to do any repair, so these lightweight concrete products can easily be cut, drilled, or it can be nailed also. So there is no problem. It can easily do any repair for these kind of lightweight products, lightweight concrete products. Next, speed of construction by adopting prefabrication of units, so we can able to construct the building at a faster rate. So because since it is having low density, so by using this lightweight concrete we can able to manufacture these prefabricated products like wall, slab, and other products like beams and all. So by using this prefabricated products, by using this lightweight concrete, we can able to construct a building at a faster rate. Economy, so using this type of construction we can able to save 15 to 20% uh, we can able to save 15 to 20% of the overall construction cost by using this kind of lightweight concrete compared to that of a conventional concrete. So these are some of the characteristics of lightweight concrete. So advantages of lightweight concrete. So it is a simple construction. It is can be constructed at a faster rate. So by manufacturing prefabricated products from lightweight concrete, we can able to construct a building in a simple way and at a rapid rate, at a rapid faster rate. Then reduces the dead load of a building. So as we all know, since the lightweight concrete, the density is low. So if the density is low, then we can able to reduce we can able to reduce the permanent load of the structure, that is the dead load of the building we can able to reduce. So a significant reduction of overall weight, which results in saving structural frames, footings, or piles. Since the overall since the dead load of the building has been reduced, we can able to reduce the overall weight of the building. If you take overall weight of the building, we can able to reduce its weight. Easy to handle and hence reduces the transport cost of transportation and handling. So since the lightweight concrete has low density, we can able to handle it easily compared to a normal concrete blocks or any other laterite blocks. So these blocks are having lightweight, so it can able to easily handle, so you don't require uh, the transportation cost will be reduced, and also we can able to easily handle because of its lightweight nature. It improves the workability. It relatively low thermal conductivity, as I already told. It has a good reduction in the thermal conductivity. Then comparatively more durable compared to that of a normal conventional concrete. So good resistance to the chemical attacks like freezing and thawing due to weathering action. It has a due to weather action also. It has a good resistance compared to that of a conventional concrete. Can be used for all the types of weather, even if it is in the cold weather region or in the hot weather region. These kind of lightweight concrete blocks can be used compared to that of a conventional concrete blocks. Most building materials such as clay bricks, uh, the haulage load is limited not by volume but by weight. So as I already told, these lightweight concrete blocks has has lighter in weight compared to that of a normal concrete blocks or in a normal brick blocks. So it has lighter in weight compared to those two. So with suitable design containers, we can able to hold more large volume of lightweight concrete compared to that of a like a normal concrete block or a normal brick block. We can use lightweight concrete uh, at a larger volume compared to the normal concrete blocks or in the normal laterite blocks. Lightweight concrete precast elements offers a reduced transportation and placement cost, as already told. So by using these lightweight concrete blocks, we can able to reduce its transportation and handling costs also. So this has application in pre-stressed concrete and in the high-rise buildings. So it has it has still it has so many applications, but more or less it is used in the pre-stressed concrete as well as in the high-rise buildings. Disadvantages: it is very sensitive with the water content in the mixture. Okay, we have to make sure that the water content that we use for the preparation of the lightweight concrete, it is quite appropriate. We should not use high water cement ratio also. We should not use low water cement ratio also. By doing so many trial by doing some trial and error, we have to use the appropriate water content for the lightweight concrete. So difficult to place and finish because of porosity and angularity of the aggregates. So because of the here we are not using any rounded size of aggregates. So because of its voids, okay, so because of it has more voids in the concrete, so it is very difficult to place, and it is very difficult to finish also, because if you use this lightweight concrete for the construction of any beam or something, so because you don't have more of water in it, okay, so the consistency it will be in a medium range. So to get the product neatly finished, it is quite difficult task, okay, so there is more chance of getting honeycombing in the structure. So that's why it is very difficult to place, because of the large voids present in it, and also it is very difficult to finish because there is no much of uh, water content to finish. So in some mixes, the water cement mortar may separate the aggregate and flows towards the surface. So because of the high voids, so there is more chances of getting cement paste to the bottom and aggregate settled at the top. So there is more chance of getting segregation in the lightweight concrete, and mixing time is longer than the conventional concrete. So mixing time, we should not mix the concrete for the larger time, okay, so that leads to a problem of segregation. So in the lightweight concrete, the mixing time is more compared to that of a conventional concrete, that leads to a uh, improper mixing. Next, lightweight concrete are porous and shows poor abrasion resistance. So lightweight concrete is quite, as I already told, it is porous because it is having lot of voids present in the concrete. So that shows a poor abrasion resistance in the concrete. Then applications. So this even if the lightweight concrete has more less strength compared to compressive strength compared to that of a conventional concrete, it can be used in the construction of slabs, roof slabs, or in the load bearing walls. It can be used as a blocks. It can also used in the construction of stair, windows, garden walls, etc. It can also be used in the uh, construction of the stair windows, that is for the lintels, for stairs. These kinds of lightweight concrete can be easily used, and also it can be used in the construction of partition walls and panel walls in the frame structure. So in the frame structure, you can see first they will build a footing, then column will be raised, then slab will be there, and then beam will be there. So there will be no walls. So that is called as a frame structure. Okay, it will be in the form of frames. So in this frame structure, so these lightweight concrete blocks can be used as an infill, just to fill the portion which is left, okay, in between the two columns. So these kind of blocks can be used as a infill blocks, so which will reduce the weight to the beam from the wall because of the lightweight concrete blocks. And also where there is a partition walls, these kinds of lightweight concrete blocks can be easily used. Then it can be also used as a precast floor and roof panels in all types of building. So these lightweight concrete blocks can be easily used for the production of the prefabricated products, structural products. So there we can use these lightweight concrete for almost all the types of structural components. So as partition walls, it can be used in the residential, industrial, and in the institutional buildings also. As partition walls, it can be used for all the types of buildings. As a filler in the free in the form of precast reinforced wall panels in building, in multi-story buildings, it can be used as a filler, that is just now I told, it can be used as a infill walls in the frame structure. It's especially in the multi-story buildings, these kind of lightweight concrete blocks can be used as a infill blocks. Then also it can be used for the decks in the long span bridges, it can be used. And it has a good fire resistance protection, so it can be used application in the fire and corrosion protection. And in the construction of low cost housing, these kind of lightweight concrete blocks can be easily used, because in order to construct a building with the good cost effective techniques, then this by using lightweight concrete we can able to uh, produce a precast building blocks or prefabricated structural products. So these kind of blocks or structural products can be used to prepare a cost effective to construct cost effective building. So this lightweight concrete can be used in order to prepare a cost effective in order to construct a cost effective building. So thank you. So this is regarding the lightweight concrete. So in the next video we'll study uh, another types of special concrete. Thank you.